Hello everyone, perhaps you didn't know that since ancient times, countless fascinating mirage phenomena have been recorded all over the world. This can also be considered a special commemorative gift. So what is an illusion? Let's explore together in the video below. Come on, let's give it a try. The flames raged like a furious sea. During the Soviet era, a group of physicists went into the primeval forest to conduct a survey. When they reached a small stretch of hills, they decided to climb to the top of a nearly bare hill to stop and rest. But as soon as they reached the hilltop, an unbelievable sight unfolded before their eyes. A vast, flat land stretching to the northern horizon had now turned into a raging sea of fire, with fierce flames leaping high into the sky. The most terrifying thing was that sea of fire rushing toward them at breakneck speed. The scientists were utterly terrified by the scene unfolding before their eyes. Could they have unknowingly stumbled upon the gates of Kai Trang's hell? They panicked and fled in haste. They ran at full speed until they felt safe. But with an unrelenting spirit of exploration, they decided to venture forth once more. Therefore, they decided to carefully send 3 people back to the hilltop where the old woman had just appeared. But now, not a trace of the sea of flames remains there. At the foot of the hill, the small lake lay still, veiled in a delicate silver mist, shimmering with endless glimmers of light. Far in the distance lies an endless stretch of primeval forest. In reality, this is precisely what people often refer to as an illusion. In real life, similar things have happened in many places. In early March 2021, David Morris shared about a strange incident he personally witnessed. At around 11 a.m. on the 4th of March, while standing and gazing out at the sea from a village in Cornwall, southwest England, he suddenly spotted a massive ship appearing in the distance on the water. The cargo ship did not glide across the sea but hovered in midair. How strange, many might wonder. What is this illusion really? How is it created? Is it real or just a legend? Some believe that a mirage is an optical phenomenon, an illusion caused by the refraction of light. The density of cold air is higher than that of warm air, so it has a greater refractive index. But is this really accurate? An illusion with sound. First, let's explore how the ancient Chinese explained the phenomenon of mirages. Then key, witnessing a mirage is already a marvel, but have you ever heard of a mirage that comes with sound? The Dream Pool Essays. Historical records note that Ouyang Shu, a high-ranking official of the Northern Song dynasty, stopped overnight at an inn in Gaotong County while traveling on official business to Hebei. He recounted that at midnight, he heard the eerie whispers of ghosts echoing in the air, along with the sounds of horse-drawn carriages, people, and animals. You can hear each type of sound clearly and distinctly. Upon hearing the news, he immediately sought out the elders in Sao Duong district to inquire. They recounted that a similar phenomenon had occurred 20 years prior, even appearing in broad daylight. Sea vision. From this note, he concluded that illusions do not only exist in static scenes but also in dynamic ones, and can even be accompanied by sound. According to the initial hypothesis, if the mirage were merely an optical phenomenon, how could the appearance of sound be explained? The phantom Vietnam of ancient Japan. Moreover, there is another type of illusion that the theory of optical phenomena cannot explain. That is the phenomenon of a mirage appearing in Thua Duc, Ha Bac province in June 2015, resembling an ancient scene suddenly emerging from the past. What appeared inside was not modern high-rise buildings or bustling streets filled with traffic, but rather a scene of pavilions and towers deeply rooted in ancient Chinese architecture. Some of the scenery here even bears a resemblance to the mythical legends told in Nam Thien Man. If the illusions were truly created by light rays that had ceased to function, how could these rays accurately reproduce architectural structures from ancient to modern times? What a coincidence, a phenomenon of a space-time mirage, meaning one that traverses both time and space, also appeared over the Aegean Sea in Greece in 1954. At that time, 2,400 witnesses claimed they had seen the silhouettes of ancient warriors. He looks like a fierce pirate, dressed in ancient attire and seemingly charging into battle. Meanwhile, the Vai Kin people lived from the 8th to the 11th century, far removed from the year 1954. Once again, the question arises, where do these horrifying scenes of these people's deaths originate from? Even on June 14 and 17, 1988, the longest-lasting mirage phenomenon ever recorded appeared over the Bong Lai Sea area, lasting up to 6 hours. At that moment, many tourists who witnessed the incident couldn't help but be shocked and astonished. Many people recount witnessing a breathtaking scene in Phon Hoa City, where Zen masters rode horses on their leisurely patrols. Some say that in the illusion appeared many figures dressed in ancient attire. Could this be a scene from a historical drama, and did I just accidentally wander into the frame? But it's difficult for different countries, regions, and eras to capture scenes on film that send such a chilling thrill through the audience. Moreover, up to now, most of the images appearing in the illusion lack corresponding real-world scenes. Typically, a mirage can last from several dozen minutes to a few hours. In rare cases, it may persist for several days, and there are even persistent mirages that endure for 1 or several years. Fu Huyan Kai. In the 8th year of the Jia Tin era, there were 3 islands and 3 mountains lying side by side. One day, they suddenly vanished at sea. The 3 mountains then abruptly merged into one, floating mid-air. People saw from afar, discovering the castle flickering in and out of view amidst the mystical scenery. This phenomenon lasted for 3 full days. This poses a new challenge to the atmospheric refraction theory, as it cannot explain why the mirage can persist for such an extended period of time. Therefore, capturing the melancholic atmosphere of a scene in a painting is extremely challenging, requiring the artist to master all elements, from technique to emotion. For example, the atmospheric density must remain stable for many consecutive days. This is completely impossible. The parallel universe theory. Therefore, experts and scholars from the University of Birmingham in the United Kingdom conducted a series of studies and analyses on the phenomenon of mirages. They hypothesized that the illusion could be a phenomenon of a parallel universe, meaning another universe coexisting simultaneously in a different space, caused by the bending and chaos of spacetime. The parallel universe theory refers to the existence of multiple distinct space-time continuums in the universe. Each spacetime exists independently and operates according to its own unique laws. Generally, eras do not intersect, it's merely a matter of time passing quickly or slowly, arriving sooner or later. However, in special cases, spacetime intersections may occur, leading to temporal disturbances. In other words, a mirage is a phenomenon where a real image from another space, under the influence of physical factors under suitable conditions, is reflected into our own space. Although this is still just a hypothesis and cannot be confirmed with certainty, so far, it is the only explanation for the phenomenon of auditory visual illusions that can span time and last for several days. So, among you, has anyone ever experienced this kind of auditory hallucination before? How did my friend figure out the explanation for that phenomenon? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. For now, goodbye, and see you all next time. The pandemic will pass quickly, everyone hang in there. Now, we will meet the first prophet, Tanha. Here is their comment. He claims to be divine, but I sometimes think this entire universe might just be a game created by some supreme being. Lately, what game have you been playing? I think the same way as you. You also have to name your character, level up, and do all kinds of quests. Forget we. If this is true, what name do you think would be the best fit for this game? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And the second lucky prophet of today is none other than you, Nyan Fam. You left a comment saying, "Oh, so the universe is a living being, or at least some part of it, and Earth is just a diseased cell." Hey, this comparison is so clever and spot on. Right now, the pandemic is raging all over the world. Now, does the universe have a limit? If it exists, what lies beyond it? Wow, Bin Win, this is such an interesting question. Currently, the observable universe has a diameter of about 93 billion light-years and contains roughly 2 trillion galaxies. Even more fascinating, the universe continues to expand every single day. Therefore, astronomers still cannot determine the true size of the entire universe. But in my personal opinion, the universe is infinite, Bin Win. That interesting question also marks the end of today's video. Wishing you all safety and good health. Goodbye.